Hello, hello, hello. Of course, the game has already started and I'm late to the party, as always. You had to go for the tags really quickly and then I expected the game to be like, well, let's just say a couple of minutes to search for a match and then, oh well, much immediately I found the game. Not that I'm complaining, last time I did it, I think it was like 15 minutes that I had to wait. So I for sure I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining a little bit more about the fact that I should have predicted that and started early. Yeah. Oh, I have mag, nice. And today we have Soviet Navy. Why Soviet Navy? Simply because I didn't want to play with US nor Japan. I played with Japan 2 days ago. And a week before that. And during the week. So I thought I either play this or I play France or I play Italy. For Italy I don't have battleships yet. For France I don't have Lorraine spaded, so it's not that fun to play also. It left me with Soviets, this whole conclusion, this whole debate. Do I complain? No, it was my own choice. Conscient choice. Why would I complain? Also for okay. For the Naval EC I can just re-enable my nickname. Simply because I don't need to worry about people focusing me or anything. This is not naval random battles after all. Jeez. By the way, okay, I just somehow killed 160 people with one salvo against aircraft carrier. I know Shokaku wasn't supposed to be heavily armored, but like, come on. Just a little bit of something. Don't get me wrong, but those shells should not be that potent. I don't know if this is just my part, but what the hell is happening? Double Double Project 56. Oh, shit, I should have used Blaga. I should have went with Blaga instead of Spokojny. Oh. A man learns about something every day. It's so nice that even after dealing quite a lot of damage, I dealt no damage. This looks like American. Yeah, this is Meteor. Either Meteor or whatever you call it, Wilkinson. It's basically the one of the last few artillery destroyers that US have built. After that, switching completely to the new naval technology, which were missile destroyers. So why am I the one that is leading the attack? I should not be leading this attack. Come on. Come on. I'm not the one that should be pushing forward. I should be the one that is supporting people. Not the one that leads the attack. There are no people following me. So not even that. I can't fight. Oh no. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to do that again. That was stupid enough of me. I may be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. So I love when game spawns me the other way to the action. It's always nice to just have to turn around. Especially if you're not using a destroyer or anything smaller slash more nimble. But you're using a battleship. And you have to turn around like that. Recommend the experience, 10 out of 10. Would do that again, will do that again. Have to do that again. It's also a plane. And that's our scout plane. It missiles. Ah, brawej. Someone has really spawned in a missile destroyer. I would call that a little bit of a waste of spawn points. You could have just saved them. Just a teeny bit. And spawn in a cruiser. But maybe for them it's a better choice. Who knows? I'm leading again the attack. Well, maybe not leading, but I am one of the closer ships to the enemy. I'm gonna go and close my window really quickly. Okay. It's gonna be a little bit more stuffy in here. Just a little bit. But at least I can speak with a little bit of a louder voice. I know my neighbors recently just decided that they really like go out on the balcony, especially during me recording or streaming. Like, coincidence? I think not. For real, I could go on about my day pretty much unbothered, or whatever you wanna call an adjective of this case. I could just go, I can talk, I can do fun stuff, etc. The moment I go on my PC, the moment I launch Streamlabs, suddenly they have this very big urge of just going out on the balcony and talking loudly. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit louder too. Yeah, sure, so fair enough, fair enough. Yesterday we had the same problem, today we have the same problem. And yesterday it was like freaking what? 1 AM. So I guess this is not that big of a coincidence. Oh, they have already a battleship. Now, who would have guessed that I have 2 missiles going after me? Not bad. Not bad at all. And it has begun. I again have found myself as the first one. No one is following me, everyone is just turning away. And 1, 2, 3 and a half. decides that the best idea is to shoot at the destroyer. I'm not criticizing them. I understand that decision. It's just really annoying if you are the destroyer that is being shot at. You know? Nice, I died twice already. Can we go to the 3 times? Couldn't even kill the Bravi. Like, what the hell? Just want this 600 points and spawn in Comuna. I'd rather much go spawn in something different. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. What the fuck was that? Wait, Zakana. I just got hit with a missile from God knows. Oh, hello, Douglas. For that boat. It's funny, like Douglas dealt more damage with 1 missile to me than Bravi did with 2. To my side. I wanna try and snipe him. Good thing I have quite alright reload rate. Oh, that was close. That was close-ish. I can start going after this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Maxim. I need the 180 millimeters. I need something bigger. Like screw Svierdlov, Żelezniaków, etc. I need the big guns. I'm not able to have Battleship, so the last thing I can do is to get myself a heavy cruiser. Because don't be fooled by this appearance in the game. This thing is a heavy cruiser, not a light cruiser. Same with whatchamacallit, Krasny Krym. Those two are not light cruisers, those are heavy cruisers that are pretty much regarded as such. Pretty much regarded as such. Good, good, good commentary. Now, who is shooting at me? I would love to see. That's a... Oh, okay. Rick, if you think you are gonna get me with the joke, then... Well, tough luck. By the way, welcome. So who the hell says this as the first thing of all? I have studied what do you mean by new? There weren't any new British, or do you mean the ones that were re-added as premiums? If so, then yes. I've picked them way, like 2 years ago or something. I have all 3 of them. I can confidently say that only one of them is good, the rest is just... To say mediocre is like saying nothing. They're not really good. Only the Mark 14C is alright. When is the new update? Everyone keeps saying things like this Tuesday or this Thursday. So I'm guessing one of those dates. Personally, I'm guessing this Thursday. Most of the updates happened during Thursday, so pretty much everyone could download easily the update during one day and then with start grind on Friday when they have a lot of free time, you know, the beginning of the weekend. And I think this will be again the same time. Which ships would I like to see being added? Huh. Let me think a little bit. For sure, I want to see Nagato or Mutsu for the battleships of Japan. For France, same with battleships, I would like to see Richelieu class and this anti-air cruiser de Grasse, something like that. De Grasse. Plus more destroyers like Le Terrible or Le Fantasque class. Le Terrible was the fastest destroyer of the World War II, so that's why I would like to see her being added into the game. And I don't know, I would like to see one of the first proper World War II battleships for UK. Whether that would be modernized King George V class, whether that would be, I don't know, Prince of Wales, Queen Elizabeth. There's quite a few that could be nice to see, you know? And should Italy get first a new battleship or Soviet get Cesare first? Soviets never owned Giulio Cesare, did they? Now you're confusing me a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna deal with this Fletcher and now I'm gonna as well reparation. I know they had the Arkhangelsk, which was the British battleship sold to them. Let me see. Giulio Cesare. Giulio Cesare, battleship, Conte di Cavour. Oh yeah, Novorossiysk. Nah, I don't think Soviets should get her. First of all, Soviets have 4 capital ships. Meanwhile, Italy has only 2. I'm sorry, 3. So maybe... just maybe Italy should get more of them. For sure, Italy deserves getting Italian battleship first, than Soviets. Same thing with, for example, Hibiki, or Vierny, as Soviets called her. Even though there were notes of Hibiki being outfitted with Soviet 130mm guns and I think torpedoes too, but the sources varies about that. So some say that she was outfitted with the new gear, some say that she was kept as she was given to Soviets as a prize. I wouldn't mind seeing Hibiki, for example, and like you said, Novorossiysk, Arkhangelsk, hell, Lutzov as being added to Soviets. But at the same time, we do know that Soviets would give them a preferable treatment like we see with Kerch. So the Italian equivalent in the tech tree is 5.7, meanwhile the Soviet premium is still 5.3, even though they have exactly the same armament. Well, Soviet one being a little bit better when it comes to secondaries. So I don't think it's really a good thing for them to add at first. Sooner or later we will run into the problem of either doubling into the prices of war or going with the captured, or well, either the paper ships. I have to rephrase everything because I think I said this wrong. Either paper ships that never existed, not even as a designs, be it something like we have in World of Warships, like the Piotr Wielki or whatever else, or we go with the prices of war. So first, like something like Hibiki, Arkhangelsk, Novorossiysk. And I think I would pretty much prefer the latter option. Not a big fan of both, but at least the second one keeps them grounded and not and it wouldn't allow Gaijin to just make up the statistics. See Kronstadt magic guns with estimated velocity, which surprisingly is one of the best velocity when and penetration and explosive filler when it comes to the 305mm, being better than a lot of other ammunition and guns for the rest of the nations. Not really a big fan of that, if you ask me. Like, okay, I guess. Again, the same talk that we had before. Kronstadt should have been added with 380mm German guns. Just like Soviets planned, just like everyone planned. And not the magical paper guns. But to finish the previous topic, ships should have been added to their country of origin first, then if such thing happens, added to the nations that use them. See Kerch for Soviets, or Harukaze for... Was it Harukaze or was it the second one? No, not Harukaze, Yugure. I'm sorry, Yugure. So like Yugure, which was the Fletcher class used by Japanese after the war, given by the US. But first of all, we had Fletcher for quite a lot of time in the game, so it didn't hurt as much. Yes, sure, it's a copy-paste. Can't help it. At least it's a premium and not a tech tree. So it is optional for people. I still have her as a coupon. For any whatever reason, if the price will decide to go up, I can sell her with profit. When to play Fletcher, I just go to US. But that's just my reasoning. Some people like to keep everything in one nation. That's why copy-paste vehicles as premiums exist. like US 0 or US BF 109. Those are basically for the US mains that don't want to play other nations. Something I would call a one-trick pony in a different games like League or Smite, whatever, any MOBA, or games like Paladins, Valorant, Overwatch. But it's with a nation. So they're only playing one nation, and this is why such vehicles are here, and they cater to those kind of players. And from the looks of it, there's quite a few of them. I completely miscalculated it. Salvo. Didn't I? The thing that I would like to see the most currently, whether that is a naval, for sure it's not gonna be a naval tree, etc. But I would like to see yet another nation. Not a sub-tree, but a proper full nation. Like Israel. Recently. And my two favorites currently for that are Spain and Poland. Those two nations, in my opinion, have enough vehicles, both as the ground and as the air tech tree goes, to keep everything fresh, original, without relying much on copy paste. Yes, for example, when it comes to Poland, we do run into a problem of rank 3 and rank 4, but rank 1 and 2 and then 5 to 7, you get pretty much indigenous or heavily modified things without mentioning the prototypes. Same thing with Spain. So and simply because those two nations, and not only those, but because there's quite a few nations that don't fit into any other country. Like, for example, people are saying that Poland should go to Soviet tech tree as a sub-tree, or Poland should go to Britain as a sub-tree. So you're telling me that, for example, to Soviets, like, okay, kinda okay, but at the same time, so you're telling me that a lot of people are playing top tier, so I'm gonna focus on the top tier. So you're telling me that you want to give Soviets pretty much every main battle tank that is currently exploited, is currently in service. Because as Poles have quite a few of different main battle tanks serving as the current armored core, Soviets would get Abrams, Soviets would get a few generation of Leopards, then PT-91. I don't know, but for me it is a little bit of a stretch, especially when it comes to that. And not only that, let's screw the ground. Somehow, let's say, okay, for ground, yeah, because everyone dies in one shot after all, so it's not like that. Okay, then we're going with the air tech tree. Okay, so Soviets are getting F-16s. Soviets are getting the Korean trainers. And who knows what else Poland will buy and Poland will use in the next few years that they could be in development and could be added. Nah. Some nations don't belong into other sub-trees. Same with, for example, Czechoslovakia and Czech and Slovakian trees. They could be kept quite small and tidy, for the lack of better word. But again, they don't really feel like they fit into existing tech trees. Maybe to Germany, but not even that. And expanding all the major nations to screw the minor nations in with that. Again, not something I like to see. From the looks of it, a lot of players don't care. Because I do read comments on forums, on the devlogs, etc. And it does seem like a lot of players just simply don't care about ruining minor nations in favor of major nations. Somehow they feel like it is justified. Well, not for me, but if you like it, who am I to stop them? Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if that opinion is wrong. For now, I don't want to just run ahead into the future as much. And try and focus on what is coming in the very near future, which is the first update. Second of all, the update that will bring very big changes to the damage model in Naval. Which, as we already talked about it previously, I'm quite skeptical about. Because simply calling something... freaking hell. Calling something realistic doesn't mean it should belong in a game. Okay, I get it, but... at the same time, some things should be kept as a game mechanic. Too much of a realism is as bad as not enough realism in a quote-unquote simulation game, which War Thunder aims to be. If I wanted to go for the proper simulation, then okay, there's nothing for naval. There's quite a few for tanks and quite a few for planes. Want to play a simulator, then I would go and play DCS or MFS. Not War Thunder. War Thunder is nice, but I think there is a reason why realistic mode is way more popular than sim or arcade, as it fills this nice niche of something called simcade. And for those that don't know, simcade is mostly a racing games term, originating from the older stuff like the old Forza, or maybe not Need for Speed. Need for Speed was always an arcade, but something half like Gran Turismo, etc. So not realistic to the point of obsession. For example, like the what was this game called? I forgot how was it. How was it? What's the title? It was the F1 game, the Formula One. Like very, very realistic and very, very heavily simulated. X-racing, something like that. So that's the proper simulation, or like I said, DCS for the planes. Or maybe even Arma to some extent. It comes to the combined arms. So, as we know, War Thunder don't dabble that much into the realistic side. Maybe there's a reason why. Okay, hello. Hello, Arizona. I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. I'm gonna go drink my coffee. You know what's funny about the coffee? Is that I think that throughout this whole few years that I've been streaming, this is one of the this is, I think, the first time that I'm drinking coffee on stream. Had pretty much everything besides coffee. I mean, kinda self-explanatory why I'm not drinking coffee on my streams when I'm streaming around 11 p.m. It's not really good for anyone to drink coffee at such an hour, even if a person intend to go and stay up late. So listen, don't drink coffee very late, even if caffeine doesn't work on you. It still affects you to some extent. Okay, that's Arizona. Now, about Arizona. There's... First of all, she's looking at me. Not good. Okay, good. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Not as much as I thought. But, what Arizona? And Nevada. because those two share the same guns, and soon enough Texas will follow in their footsteps in War Thunder. A little bit of a spoiler for the future, quote-unquote, a few weeks, that I am going to gather some footage. The footage will not be very good. I mean, it will be alright-ish. But hell, I'm gonna do a review on Nevada. Everyone is gonna hate me for that, for what I'm about to write about Nevada, because I think I'm one of the few people that actually has this opinion. Like I said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if that opinion is wrong. And I feel like my opinion is wrong at this case. Still need 250,000 points for Comuna. You might start picking up your grind. Because if I remember correctly, Comuna is gonna go up in their research together with Kronstadt. So go for her ASAP, so you won't have to suffer even longer grind. I find Nevada capable more than Arizona. Yes, that I would agree with. Especially since Nevada has better secondaries and anti-air. Still, that doesn't mean that Arizona or Nevada is good. If we want to compare all the World War II battleships that we currently have in the game, or World War II capital ships, so let's include battleships and battlecruisers, I would rank Nevada and Arizona on the lower side. I'd rank them lower than higher for sure. The best I can say is call them mediocre or above average in certain situations. And it's not because I hate them. My hate is reserved purely for SKR-7 and Helena and Moffat. But I can't bring myself to like those. There are certain ships that no matter how much I play them, I can't bring myself to like them. And Nevada is one of those. That's why I am kinda happy that Nevada and Alaska swap places, so I don't have to grind through Brooklyn, Pittsburgh and then Alaska, but Currently I would have pretty much Alaska available for me from the get-go when the update drops. And I do intend to act upon that. So I can just get myself some better capital ship. Yes, I am aware of the very big weak point that Alaska has. Still, even with this weak spot, Alaska, from what I saw and from what I think, Alaska outshines both Arizona, Nevada, and soon to be Texas. Just how I feel. I know. I think it's probably because of the playstyle that you need to get into a specific mindset while playing the standard battleships. So pretty much every old type of US battleships, because standard type dates to World War I, if I remember correctly, to the previous dreadnoughts that were later modernized. And as those were the first one that employed the all or nothing armor scheme, so see Nevada, Arizona. The best I can describe the gameplay or the playstyle of those is a turtle. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like playing turtles. They are slow. They might pack a punch, but at the same time, if I can shoot one salvo in 1 minute and I can shoot, let's say, 2 salvos in a minute, then with the same caliber. And yes, I am currently comparing the 356 millimeters of US and Japan. I'm taking the Japanese guns all the way. They're better penetration anyway, after all, and they have better reload. Plus those ships are way more mobile. Even Fuso. And Fuso is a standard battleship also. Well, the standard for Japan, not for US, of course. They did not follow the US design while designing Fuso, nor Hyuga or Isa. And maybe thank God for that. Still, I am very excited for when the Big 7 will come to the game. I do want to see those big guns finally in the game employed properly. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Finally, just a bit of off topic, but finally I'm starting to deal good damage to that Arizona. Considering I am fighting against what, 2 battleships and a Fletcher. Just need like few more salvos from up close. Okay, a little bit too low. Huh? Huh? What was that? Mustang just saw me and decided, okay, I'm gonna do a flyby. Did nothing. Nice. Finally. It took way too long. Oh, it's Paris. Turn. Komuna, I'm gonna read the comment in a second because it's a long comment. This week on 23rd of this month, Marat got bombed by Stuka and got crit hit. The rest of the ship had to cut off since her design was to prevent shell or bomb hit. Really? Interesting. Nice info. Also, by the way, today is a... I don't... Okay, now that I think about that... Why the hell I decided to play Soviets today? Like, I think this is the worst choice of the nation that I could have made. I could have gotten Germany, I could have gotten pretty much France. France would be way better choice. Not today, not on the 17th of September. I kinda didn't think this through. Shows. And this is fun because earlier this day, around noon, so around 12, the first year after. Not even after a while, but the first year at all, we had the sirens commemorating the alert that Poland got today, and a very early morning, about a treacherous invasion, even more treacherous than German invasion, on Poland. The Soviet Union invaded today, and here I am playing Soviet ships. Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, it's only a game, so, well, who cares that much? But it's still a little bit on the weirder side. 1941 was the year of larger ships getting blown up first. First Hood, one hit from Bismarck, sank. Marat only her bow and turret, one destroyed. Arizona entire bow completely destroyed. Not even Arizona. Like, if I remember correctly, there was quite a few more ships that exploded during Pearl Harbor. This is a little bit later this year. We still are in September. So not that far. 1943 Roma? Really? Okay, now I have a little bit more of the time, so I can just read a little bit more. Roma Battleship. Mm, 9th of September. Loss, yes, loss. Huh. It says Roma sank on the 9th of September, not on the... But... What do you mean? September was like a very bad month for a lot of battleships, for a lot of capital ships. But was it really 1943? Last capital ship directly critical hit? Because, like, okay, I'm gonna ask, what do you mean by getting critically hit? Like, do you mean in a naval combat, or do you mean hit by a torpedo? Do you mean sunk by something else than an aircraft? Because if so, then there was quite a few ships sinking in naval combat in 1944 even. And quote-unquote proper naval combat, so either sunk by a submarine or sunk by... what's it called? Sunk by the other surface ship. Currently, when it comes to the game, we have a little bit of a free time, as most of the people are far away, and the gameplay will just be me sailing in a straight line, because there's nothing else that I can do. So at this time we can talk a little bit more about history. Who doesn't like history, especially naval history? Last ship sunk in surface combat. List of sunken battleships. Yes, not scuttled but sunk. Kronstadt Sea. Prefer going with that. Airstrike. 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 Contre-Dicavor. Airstrike. Huh. Tirpitz airstrike. Okay, so looks like if we're going for through the naval combat about which ship, which was the last capital ship sank in the naval combat, it would be Congo. On the 21st of November 1944, sank by USS Sea Lion, which was a submarine. Pretty much other than that. Later we had what? Earlier than Congo, we had what? Naval combat, Duke of York sank Scharnhorst. Strasbourg was bombed. Jean Bart was bombed. So yeah, pretty much the last, the three last ships that were killed. Why do I keep saying killed? That were sank in World War II by, first of all, by the combat against other ships. The last three were only Axis ships, if you count Italy being in Axis during in 1943. But so, Rama was the first of the three. Then we got Scharnhorst, sunk by Duke of York. And then we had Congo, sunk by a submarine. She was the last battleship sunk during normal fight. The last battleship sunk by a vessel. All the later ones were sunk during bombing raids or just scrapped. Also, Congo was the last British, quote-unquote British, battleship that was sunk by a submarine. So Congo has a little bit of this infamous stuff. What's going on right now? Finally, I've picked up a little bit of combat. We're talking a bit of about the history. You know, what's happening here and there, or what was happening here and there in September, for example, during World War II. And we were talking about the last battleships that were being sunk. And for the last 3 minutes, I was just in-game, I was just sailing in a straight line because there were no contacts, so I couldn't even fight anything. But here I have a light cruiser in front of me, so I can finally start fighting. So yes, very fun. Very fun. We're chilling. Pretty much what I anticipated. This is a little bit more of the chill stream. No, it's half... Okay, it's not half past, it's 20 past 6 p.m, so... just a little bit more before, you know, going to bed, etc. Have a little bit of my coffee still, so just a few sips of the afternoon coffee. Nothing really too crazy, you know. Just having a good time. Oh, scheiße. That's a battleship. Am I the only one? Yes, I'm the only one. I just hope that this looks like Lorraine is not very good at aiming. Bro is really playing Omaha. By the way, if you don't know, Omaha is not really good in War Thunder. Hello, Omaha wasn't that good in real life too. Pretty much suffering the same fate that a lot of interwar cruisers suffered during World War II. But being pretty much obsolete from the start of the war. And still having to serve in the a little bit of a bad situation, quote unquote. And then being later in the war being relegated to stuff like convoy escorts, etc. And even though it was like that for a lot of the vessels, be it Japanese, British, American, not German. Germany didn't have a lot of cruisers from the interwar. Most of them were constructed right before the war has started, so it didn't suffer that big of a difference. Unlike, for example, Italy. One can say maybe it was better for them to be relegated to the secondary role, not having to fight on the quote-unquote front lines. Meant that they didn't have to suffer a very bad fate like all the other more modern vessels had to suffer. At the same time, I have one thing to ask for Gaijin, and that is bring night naval battles. Also, Sanshikidan for Japan, please. And if you don't know what Sanshikidan was, or the Type 3 high explosive shell. It's a very fun stuff that Japan designed as a way for the capital ships, like the big ships, to fight with aircrafts. So what that was is basically Japan thinking, so instead of developing something like high explosive variable time with variable time fuse, the US did. So the HEVT, the famous HEVT, that was a really, really big secret back in the day. And they revealed, if I remember correctly, during Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944. Also known as the Great Marianas Turkey Shooting. That's where US revealed the HEVT shell that they were working on, and that it was devastating against aircrafts. Japan decided, so let's build a high explosive shell that can explode in the air, well, anti-air shell. It will be fitted to pretty much every over 356mm gun. And turns out it wasn't very effective against aircraft. What it was very effective against was bombarding the shells. Shores, not shells. So, the way it worked, it was like the big shell comprised of the small, if I remember correctly, Sanshiki-dan. Yeah, it was comprised of like a few hundreds of incendiary tubes that were, and the whole shell was equipped with a delay fuse that detonated the shell at set altitude, and then the tubes and the steel stays, yes, I'm reading that, of a Wikipedia, just exploded in 20-degree cone forward. So a lot of debris, and the incendiary tube was filled with rubber thermite, so phosphorus, rubber, stearic acid, sulfur. Pretty much really effective against stationary ground targets. Not really effective against anti-air use, which were their primary use, and US pilots just described that as more of a fireworks than well, it was effective, so not really that effective. But at the same time, if it hits something like fuel depots, oh boy, you better be praying not to be very close. It was way more effective than your normal HE shells against the fuel depots, airfields, pretty much everything that was on ground and staying still. Or not even staying still, but staying remotely slow compared to the shell velocity. So soldiers too, for example. Soldiers, artillery. You know, all the fun stuff. Oh, nice. Okay, explain that to me. How is that Northampton able to shoot with those guns disabled? Because I saw it clearly. But it was not secondary guns. It was the main guns shooting at me. Of course, I'm not getting even an assist. Only 30 points for Komuna. So it's better to just stay as spokojny. So the fun part about pronunciating things. Wrong button. A lot of the people apparently are not really that keen on people pronouncing stuff properly, quote unquote. Maybe not not very keen on, but I've found that a lot of the people are just not really recognizing stuff when you call them by their proper names. For example, here in the game, like, I don't know. The good example would be JU-87 or JU-87 because of Junkers, not Junkers, Junkers. 87 Sztuka. Because it is ST, so German Sch. So it would be Sztuka, not Stuka. I mean, I could count on the fingers of my two hands how many people were not able to recognize what I was saying. At the same time, I could count the amount. I could count on the fingers of both my hands the amount of times I had to say this word in the vicinity of other people to communicate with them. So both things are correlated. Same with the Russian stuff, or pretty much anything Slavic. So here in the game it is called spokojny, which sounds more Polish, because in Polish it's spokojny. In Russian, as the first O has not an accent, it is pronounced as A, and the second Y is pronounced as J or Y. So it would be spokojny. Same here. Żelezniaków. Well, only one O, so have to pronounce that O. You get it. Also, the inconsistency of English what's it called? English English transliteration, yeah, that was the word, of the foreign words is just baffling sometimes. Like, usually it's quite consistent, and then sometimes you get one Y instead of two, sometimes you get two Ys instead of one, and then you have to guess which one you should pronounce as which. So my solution for that was to screw completely the English pronunciation, look up how the word is pronounced in the original language, and then say it in as close as possible to the original language. That's why, even though, for example, let's say благородный or something like that. Oh, for example, the French. In English, it would be something like Lorraine. Pretty much like the name. Hi, Wolf. Welcome. But, well, first of all, I dabbled a little bit in French, so it's easier for me, but I don't know, but something about that for me, not pronouncing it like Lorraine, but Lorraine, is easier for me. Like, that is my solution for pronouncing foreign words, not even in English, but trying to pronounce the stuff in pretty much Polish when I'm speaking with other people. Oh, wrong button. I need how many? One. Okay, 21 points. Only 21. 1 hour left. This is quite. Now I have to say it's like halfway through because, of course, about this part, getting the bad or good times. This is one of the better matches that I've had. Not gonna lie. Not even because of the amount of action / amount of sailing that we have to do, but first of all, it's a first match of many that I've played in the last few months that hasn't ended yet. Second of all, it's a match where we're basically equal on the equal standing, which is very important. How do I do? I'm doing fine. If I can say so. And I can. No, I'm doing fine. I finished my coffee. Or no, I didn't. Now I finished my coffee. I've been chilling, I've been relaxing, sailing across the English Channel, having a really good time talking with you, all of you guys. And no, Gaijin will not add Giulio Cesare for now. So we need to curb our enthusiasm a little bit. Maybe, and that's just with a little bit grain of salt. We might expect another Italian or French battleship coming to us with the winter patch, with the winter update. Plus, my bets would be that in the winter update we will get premium battleships for UK and Japan. Wait, a battleship? Up close? Okay. Dun 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 dun. Deathstroke, good. Nevada. Is that Nevada or Arizona? Nevertheless, that's something. That is American battleship. And seems like this player hasn't noticed me yet. Okay, this is my time to shine. I'm in a destroyer. It may not penetrate the armor of such a beast. What I can do is get up close and personal and drop, let's say, 5 or 6 of the torpedoes into the magazines, which I am going to do. But going back to the topic of Gaijin adding different stuff. From what I see is that Gaijin currently is in a little bit of a slump when it comes to adding naval stuff, because they could be adding way more, yet they are not doing that. Oh, no. Wait. Okay, yeah, that Nevada is looking at me. And I'm not saying that, for example, Gaijin should be adding a battleship for every nation every patch, because they would leave us with, well, quite a very quite fast of they would deplete their sources rather fast, but that doesn't mean that they have not any capabilities of adding more than 3 ships per patch, especially with how many ships they still haven't added yet, and they could be adding. Like I said, we might be seeing this patch. We will see first 3 nations getting premium battleships. Then the next patch will be, I'm guessing, UK and Japan. Then third patch in probably Italy and France. Just a wild guess. And that might actually explain why we still haven't seen modernized Conte di Cavour. Conte di Cavour? However you pronounce that. Seems like Gaijin might be leaving her for the premium pack for some patch later in the future. Either that or they are just lazy and they don't want to add the hair. That is a possibility too. Now, what would be a battleship, for example, for UK? Before Nassau, so before the addition of Nassau to the dev server, I was pretty sure that, for example, we will be just getting either modernized dreadnoughts, like the World War II battleship version of dreadnoughts, or we would be getting World War II battleships at all, overall. Because, hey, Arkansas, Royal Sovereign, or Queen Elizabeth classes, nah. Here's the thing. I was considering that, but at the same time, now that I thought about it, first of all, I saw the devlog, as we all did. And in the devlog were only two mentions. One were Marat, second was Arkansas. Both were the modernized version of the Dreadnought that served during World War One, later during World War Two. Dreadnought. Marat being pretty much the exact copy of Paryżska Komuna that we have in the tech tree, and Arkansas being way better version of Wyoming in the from the tech tree. So I was like, okay, so we are getting World War II versions of dreadnoughts, or we're getting World War II battleships, or battle cruisers. So my first option for that would be Germany getting Gneisenau, UK getting Repulse, because we still don't have anything more viable for other for the UK. Japan getting Hiei, Italy getting yet probably Conte di Cavour, and France getting yet another Courbet class, something like that. Now, Germany are getting Nassau instead of something modernized. So Germany is making this exception, and now I've been thinking that with that, we might be seeing, for example, for UK getting Iron Duke class. So what we have in the game under the name of HMS Marlborough. And currently for Japan, I'm still betting on Hiei. Correct me if I'm wrong and make your own suggestion, but for me, Hiei or Kirishima are the best viable option for Japan as a premium. Simply because, first, we have both Hyuga and Ise in the tech tree. We have Fuso in the tech tree. Yamashiro, I don't think will end up as a premium, although there is a small possibility of her being brought as one. And the important part is that Hiei... like, why am I so focused on Hiei? Simply because Hiei, even though she's not the greatest of the battleships, Hiei has this very fun stuff that, okay, maybe visually and that is her main selling point, is that Hiei had the prototype superstructure that was later used for Yamato. For me, that would be a very good selling point, and back in the day when Haruna was announced, I was a little bit salty why we were getting Haruna, which was the basically exact copy-paste. Especially visually, and just strapping a few more AA to that and calling it a day. For Hiei, instead of that, instead of just, okay, no, we're adding Haruna because Haruna is more famous and Haruna was the ship that survived the war. Yeah, cool stuff. But Hiei was more appealing to the history fans like myself. So why the hell not act upon that? For France, I think Dunkirk will be better than Courbe. First, we would have to see Dunkirk as a Tech 3 variant. So, curb your enthusiasm. First, we need to see stuff in the Tech 3 before we see it as a premium. At least that look from the looks of it. And Japan have Haruna and Kongo, so they don't need another ship of the Kongo class. Yes, but that leaves us with only one other option, that being Yamashiro. Or you're telling me that, for example, okay, that's a very close Nevada. But let's look, get a quick look. Japanese World War I battleships, because we need to go for the battle for the World War I part, not for the World War II. Because for the World War II we don't have a lot of that. Besides something like Nagato, and I don't think Gaijin wants to add Nagato first. Satsuma class, Fuji class, pre-dreadnoughts, semi-dreadnoughts, pre-dreadnoughts, pre-dreadnoughts. Oh, so from the looks of it, the only thing we could see is, I don't know, either Satsuma class or Kawachi class, yet another one. I'm not really a big fan of that, to be completely honest. Because that would be really screwing Japan. Like, okay, cool. Cool, Germany gets World War I stuff too, so why won't Japan? Because Japan has stuff that doesn't have to be from World War II, from World War I, that could serve a purpose. That's why I've been thinking more about yet another Kongo class. Don't get me wrong. I do think that should not have too much of one class, but hey. Kie is the best viable option that Japan has. And I feel like a lot of other players maybe not would agree with me, but would jump and buy her. Not only as, for example, just like the, just a gimmick. But for now, what we do need more is better maps before we're getting better ships. We're gonna lie, the rework of the maps should be of the more important and should carry more priority than just adding premium battleships to the game. I'm talking about normal maps and not maps like where you start from the beginning facing each other and just shooting from spawn to spawn. That's never a fun part. Okay, steady ahead. Let's follow Mag. Okay, nice. So, or not. Nice. Screw you, Nevada. Now for the Portland. Okay. No, no. Where's the battleship? Oh boy. Do I know when will be the next patch? From all the signs on heaven and earth, seems like the next patch will be most likely during this week, either Tuesday or Thursday. I was gonna say whichever comes first, but I'm betting more on Thursday, you know, so people would just have enough time to start downloading and start grinding on Friday. That's my hypothesis. Ruby said, no problem, you're welcome. Ruby said, I'm not really looking forward that much to this patch. I mean, I am looking forward a little bit, but more than that, I now am thinking about picking up the pace with grinding Kronstadt and EC to get those two ASAP before the increase in ranks and RP. Unless Gaijin somehow refunds us the RP that we have put into the previous ships that will currently go on the in the reduction of RP. So if we could do that, then that would be nice, but there is no information about that. So, best of all, just start pumping out that RP. I have a little bit of warbands, so I'm gonna probably just ending up using all of them on booster chests. Simply because I want those two ships. Probably firstly focusing on ESA and then switching to Kronstadt. Well, I just like ESA more. I think she will be a better addition. Because from the next patch, the only thing I'm a little bit interested in is Mommy, and you don't have to grind for Mommy because Mommy will be next reserve ship for Japan. Because of that, you get her from the get-go, just put like 2 matches with her, then you can have her spaded. I think the most important part would be just grabbing these SAP shells. And then pair her with Mutsuki to see which was better. And I don't think we need to compare that. My safe bets would be that, unlike with Churchill and Vega for Britain, Mommy will end up as a debuff for new Japanese players. But at the same time, if someone starts from the worst position, then an increase will be better. So Mommy, increasing from Mommy to Mutsuki, or grinding from Mommy to Mutsuki, would feel better than grinding from Mutsuki to Mommy. Will that be the case? We'll see. From what I currently recall, Mommy has 1 less gun, less anti-air and worse torpedoes than Mutsuki, and is a little bit... well, is a little bit less or quite more or less than her in pretty much every aspect, from the survivability through firepower to overall maneuverability. I will play her though, so I can grab my own opinion. But my initial thoughts, no. And pretty much as probably everyone in the community that actually plays Japan and follows the development, we all thought that this Mommy would be Mommy of Matsu class, which was one of the last destroyer classes of Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II, having the upgraded 127mm guns, which would be quite a treat for the players. Turns out not. It's Mommy of the Mommy class. So the interwar destroyer that ended up as a testbed for the Japan during the early interwar, not even late interwar, because she was scrapped in the early 30s, if I remember correctly. So not something, well, that you want to, you know, get as your next ship to research. As the reserve, maybe she'll end up quite nicely. Who knows? For now, I am just, I guess, skeptical. I mean, this whole update fills me up with skepticism more than every other. That says a lot, at least for me. Come on. By the way, that guy is really good at dodging torpedoes. I was gonna say that not even this Mogami could torpedo this Ari from pretty much that close range. I don't know. I don't know. Stance. Let me take a look at you. I have only 100 matches in Arizona, so not that many. Playing mostly Germany and US. Mostly. Only Germany and US. And a little bit of Soviets. And it comes to probably air and ground. Should have brought a plane. Always remember to bring a plane. Don't be like me. I could have gotten a free kill on that Ari. So you all know she doesn't have a lot of AA. Oh, nice. Reload bug. Haven't seen it for a while. The match is ending. Ending. 1 more hour. And I'm already talking as it's ending. It's not ending. Okay, it has ended. Never mind. Never mind, okay. Victory. How much have I earned from it? Not that much. Not that much. 13,000 RP. Clap, clap. Bravo. But the few deaths in PK just probably resetted that gain. But 32,000 RP for 2 hours. Yeah, that's not a really bad outcome. Ah, somehow I even had a booster. Well, nevertheless. 32,000 for Kronstadt. Speeds up the grind significantly. But yeah. I need to get hair and I need to get hair. Here's half, here's a little bit more than half. Probably I will just have to go for something like this. Then Chapayev. Yeah. So 6.0 instead of 7.0. Just go for the Kron with Železniakov first. Here I've been thinking about getting the same with Mikuma, Mogami and Suzuya. So that would be my lineup for the next week that I will be grinding off screen for Ise. Ise first, then Kronstadt, then I don't know what else. For sure not here. If I remember correctly, then North Dakota is switching with Alaska. Alaska is going here. Then Nevada and Arizona are going here, and North Dakota is going after Wyoming. Which works for me. I can just switch to New Orleans. From New Orleans, get Alaska. It's gonna be way easier than going for Brooklyn, Pittsburgh, and then whatever else. Okay. I'm not gonna start another... yet another Enduring Confrontation. It is 7 p.m. I have to wake up early because I'm starting work on the first shift. Really nice, really nice. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have I hope you had a good time. I really enjoyed talking, as always. If you do, consider leaving a like, subscribing so you can be notified of my other content. Remember that tomorrow we are finishing the Hearts of Iron campaign. We are gonna unify the Ottoman Empire, if possible, and fighting against the Axis all by ourselves and our two puppets of Morocco and Hungary. Well, and Greece and Yugoslavia. I forgot about those two because they were such a minor notion that I forgot that I released them, keeping my course back. Okay, I hope you have a beautiful day, night, evening, or an afternoon wherever you are. So, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.